Hello and welcome to today's news updates. My name is Deborah. Now first off, we begin from Sudan, where Sudan's top general, the military leader, General Abdel Fattah Burhan, has promised it will not hold a government position in the upcoming July 2023 elections. He makes the statement weeks after he had collapsed a transitional government in a globally condemned coup. The military leader, General Abdel Fattah Burhan, has on several occasions promised to hand over power to an elected civilian government in future. His announcement will, however, not prevent other top generals from ripping off their military titles to become candidates. And moving on, in Niger Republic, mourning and anger in the town of Banibangou, western Niger, after the massacre of 69 residents. The population is now concerned about the state of security in their town. They say they are in turmoil and they are calling on the state authorities to come to their rescue. Some of their frustrations were shared with President Mohamed Bazoum when he paid a condolence visit to the town. An update in Ethiopia, rebels fighting the Ethiopian government have rejected reports that the population of the capital, Addis Ababa, will be hostile to their presence. The Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, have made advances in recent weeks and is now 400 kilometers away from the capital. The rebel spokesman has denied that entering the city would cause a bloodbath. Another rebel group, OLA, has also joined them in the fight against the government. And we move to Libya, where candidates for Libya's presidential and legislative elections, slated for December 24th, will be open from November 8th to 22nd, and from November 8th to December 7th for the legislative polls. The polls are part of an unbacked peace effort that have helped create a year of relative calm in war-wrecked Libya following a ceasefire. And now we head to Nigeria, where the Nigerian Governors Forum has accused the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, of having more than a passing interest in the controversial $418 million refund request by consultants with respect to the Paris Club refund. The umbrella body of the governors of the 36 states of the Federation made the accusation in a statement. The amount allegedly owed the consultants for services rendered during negotiations for the refund has been a source of disputes between the three tiers of government. And still in Nigeria, suspected Boko Haram terrorists in 5 gun trucks have attacked the military base at Tamsukawu in Kaga Local Council of Borno State. The terrorists burst from the southern fringe of Sambisa Forest yesterday and targeted soldiers at the base, with the residents running for their dear lives. However, the terrorists reportedly spared civilians, confirming yesterday's incident in Maiduguri. The commander Sector 3 of Civilian Joint Task Force, Modu Fanami, disclosed that the terrorists were in military uniforms. And now we head to the foreign scene, where the Taliban hold a military parade in Kandahar, Afghanistan's second largest city and the militant spiritual heartland. Using former Afghan and international forces vehicles and helicopters to inaugurate the new Islamic Emirate Army, a convoy of military vehicles drove down Kandahar Main Road, which links the airport to the city center, past onlookers while religious music blasted from the loudspeakers. The Taliban defense minister recently announced the military unit will be reorganized and renamed. And moving on, India could resume deliveries of COVID-19 shots to global vaccine sharing platforms COVAX in a few weeks for the first time since April. Ending the suspension of supplies that holds poor countries, the World Health Organization (WHO), which co-lead COVAX, has been urging India to restart supplies for the program, especially after it sent about 4 million doses to its neighbors and partners in October. And in New Zealand beefed up security measures as its parliament on Tuesday as thousands of people gathered to protest against COVID-19 vaccine mandates and government lockdowns aimed at controlling the pandemic. All but 2 entrances to the parliament building, known as the Beehive, were closed off in the unprecedented security measures, as mostly unmasked protesters marched through central Wellington and congregated outside parliament. While the demonstration was peaceful, many people were seen holding signs and placards with messages like "Freedom" and "Kiwis are not lab rats," and shouting slogans as they demanded the government roll back compulsory vaccination and lift restrictions. And now we head to the sports scene, where Pogba has been ruled out of France's World Cup qualifiers against Kazakhstan and Finland after suffering a right thigh injury. The Manchester United player was seen leaving Monday's training session with team Dr. Frank de Gaal. And finally, Manchester United have no plans to replace manager Ghana despite Saturday's defeat in the Manchester derby. There is no indication from the club that the Norwegian will lose his job during the November international break, and as things stand, is expected to be in charge for their next Premier League game against Watford. And there you have it, a news update today. For more updates on our news and programs, follow us on all our social media platforms on JoinTeam, Pangram, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, respectively. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, I'm Deborah Eze. Bye for now.